So I've just done up a bit of a list of some cozy games that I've really enjoyed recently that don't have farming. Starting off strong, a little to the left is such a simple yet incredibly cozy, relaxing and delightful game. You'll be met with a series of puzzles that you'll need to solve. You'll need to fill a drawer with utensils, stack some items, organize, repair, you name it. The sound effects here are so satisfying, not to mention the solution to these puzzles. Items will fit perfectly together, patterns will line up. It's very nice. It's just an incredibly satisfying and relaxing game, perfect for a lazy Sunday where you don't want to think, you just want to relax. There's also a surprising amount of content with some puzzles having more than one solution and multiple DLCs available, so with the main game plus these DLCs, you're looking at 8 hours of gameplay here. Potion Permit is next, and if you're a fan of beautiful, cozy, pixelated games, then this is definitely one to play. In this game, you play as an alchemist who is requested at a town that is experiencing some problems after an accident that occurred several years back. While you're initially hated by the town, you'll slowly earn their trust and even their friendship as you heal the sick and work to undo the damage caused by the previous alchemist. The town itself has such a relaxing feel to it, and while the art style is simple, the world around you is detailed and very pleasing on the eyes. Add to that the soundtrack and it all works very well together to create quite an immersive and cozy experience. While you work to save this town, you'll also manage a clinic on the side where you'll get to diagnose patients, prepare cures, and administer these through a series of mini games. You'll also be able to build relationships with these townsfolk, including romancing them, and as you do, you'll get special side quests to complete that will ultimately help you learn more about who they are and their backstory. It's a really nice, relaxing game with some cute puzzles and a great soundtrack to help you wind down to. Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles is an insanely gorgeous game with a big, beautiful map to explore that has all of these different types of areas. I constantly found myself just standing still, moving the camera around and staring at everything, especially the night sky. The game has a kind of go at your own pace style where you just take your time and explore, making it a perfect game to relax to. The story is that you arrive to this island and there's this kind of merc stuff that's taking over and you set out to investigate. But honestly, the story is such a small part of what this game has to offer. There's heaps of collectibles to find, so if you really enjoy a game where you kind of go around the map trying to find items, you will love this one. There's side quests ranging from finding an item, person, or an animal, going somewhere or making something. There's just heaps of different types and they all have a decent story to them and aren't just your mindless side quests. There's also crafting, you can customize your character, there's a few small towns scattered around the map to find, and plenty of puzzles to solve. The story is pretty short, and if you just focus on completing it, you'll probably end up finishing this game in like 10 hours. It's really just the type of game where you need to take your time, live in the moment, and do side quests when you find them. Moving on to Grow Song of the Evertree, where you play as a gardener that lives in this abandoned world that has been taken over by some ominous purple vines. You're the only one that stayed behind, and with a little bit of help, you'll set out to restore the world and hopefully bring everybody back. There's two main aspects to this game, the town building element and the world management. You'll need to grow and restore these little mini worlds that are attached to this giant tree, which you do so by planting seeds, watering plants, removing junk, and pulling weeds. You'll complete this once a day, and after a few days, the area will be restored. Once the world is fully restored, you'll be able to use it to collect resources from as you please. Back on your homeland that sits below this giant tree, people will slowly begin returning as you restore the land and remove the vines. You'll use the resources you've gotten from those mini worlds to create homes, shops, and decorations to give these people somewhere to live. It's one of those great relaxing games that's really nice to play at the end of the day to unwind to. Cat Cafe Manager is yet another fantastic, relaxing, cozy game where you start off having inherited some land and are tasked with rebuilding a cafe, hiring staff, bringing in cats, and decorating your cafe. You have a lot of creative freedom here when it comes to building up your cafe, as you can edit the foundation and shape, change the wallpaper, the flooring, and furniture can be placed pretty much wherever you want. Different customers you'll get in your cafe will pay you in different currencies, which you can use in specific shops. So one might be used for furniture, another for food, and so on. Each different customer type has a returning NPC that you'll get to know as they come and visit you, and you can build your friendship with them. So really the end goal here is just to build up your cafe, get to know some of these NPCs, and save up money to buy recipes, furniture, and food. It's a fairly basic game, but definitely a cozy one at that. Kynseed is another great one where you'll play through the lineages of the family line that you create as you play. You start off as a child, moving to a farm to live with your uncle, and during this time you'll meet a really strange being that will offer you a sort of immortality. In exchange for 4 years of your life, your spirit will continue on through your family's generations, where you'll retain your skills and friendships as this being believes you're capable of doing many great things. Of course you accept, where you're immediately transported 4 years into the future to your 18th birthday to begin your dynasty. It's a pretty cool story. So you can earn money, open shops, start businesses, make friends, get married, have babies, and so on. And during all of this, your character will age, and at a point, you'll pass your spirit to your next of kin to continue your journey on as them. There's a massive map to explore and uncover, lots of different areas, people will go about their business and live their lives, have their own children, and so on. It's one of those games that gets you super excited at the start as you kind of realize all the cool things the game has. So definitely recommend playing this one.
Yeah, baby!
Following on from this, The Good Life is a sort of chaotic but cozy exploration game set in a small English town. Here you'll be immersed in an interesting story while getting to know the townsfolk, upgrading your home, and exploring an open world. You'll play as a journalist who is sent to investigate this small town as it's known as the happiest place on earth. You'll need to use your photography and investigation skills to find out what's going on, as things only seem to be getting stranger and stranger. There's a wonderful cast of quirky and funny characters here, and the town and the surrounding areas are just so cute and interesting to explore. The story is definitely out there, and the characters too, but the game is funny, interesting, and engaging, and the small rural town setting gives it such a cozy vibe. Lastly, we have My Time on Frog Island, which I believe is one of the lesser known games on this list. It's a simple game with no dialogue. Basically, you arrive on this island and you'll need to go about solving a bunch of issues, collecting items to be used to solve puzzles, and so on until you basically reach the end of the game. Even without dialogue, there's a really beautiful element to this game where you gain trust, help fellow frogs out, and make some friendships. It can be a bit tricky to solve some of these puzzles, but as long as you explore everywhere and just take your time, it's quite a straightforward game. For the most part, you'll kind of solve an issue to get an item, then use that item to solve the next issue, which will give you another item to then solve the next issue, and so on. But really, it's just a wholesome game, it's super relaxing, and it has such a beautiful atmosphere. I really enjoyed this one, and not just because frogs are one of my favorite animals. So there you have it. I hope you're able to pick up a game or two from this list, and I hope you really enjoy your time with it. Have a great day, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!